Here's a game that shows a fairly grim-looking XVM readout, but in fact it's turned around by some pretty high-risk, high-reward play, which the Object 430 is ideal for because of its tiny size, its strong armor, and its good gun. So that's a lot of purple on the other team. It has me kind of worried. I decide to start off by scouting mid like I usually do in my mediums these days. Object 430 is pretty decent at this because it's so small. It has an excellent camo value. It can also get out of the way in a hurry when it gets spotted. So I want to bring down as much firepower on those guys as I can while they're still exposed crossing the lake. Unfortunately, my team aren't in position to hit them at all, and I wait too long before opening fire, so I only get in the one damaging shot there. When I move forwards to respot, they're already in cover. However, one of my teammates spots a 1-2-1 pushing on me, and thankfully our tanks are in perfect position to slam dunk on him. And that's one of the better players dead already. I sit and watch this gap for a little longer, just in case some of the slower tanks are still crossing. But it becomes clear that they've already all made it across into town. So I decide to just continue on. I don't have really good shots towards town from here. I'd have to move up to where the 1-2-1's wreck is, which is really risky. It's rather exposed to their team. You can see a shot came in there, which wasn't actually aimed at me. Or at least I don't believe it was. So you know they're being spotted out of middle, they just don't know where from. I tentatively push forwards, expecting a huge shell in my side any second now. Fortunately, I don't have a shot on that guy in time. I wait here for a moment just to see if I can get him as he comes through the other gap. But unfortunately not. The Leopard gets into town before I can aim at him, and so I continue on forwards to spot their base. Very risky move. I'm totally exposed here. There's no cover at all. But there's not a lot there. I managed to get the drop on this guy. Their arty is completely oblivious, so there's no risk of being shotgunned. I deal with the Waffenträger first. He's obviously the biggest threat. He has a huge gun and no armor. The Tiger 2 can wait. I can deal with him later. So Waffenträger's dead. I give the Tiger a little too much side, but he hits the shoulder and bounces off. I bounce my own shot. That time I wasn't quick enough to get away from this guy. But I'm still putting out a lot of damage into him while he's only getting a couple shots at me. I spot that, definitely don't want to get hit by him. So I use the wreck as cover from both tanks. I was angled out a little too much and the Tiger hit me in the back again. But I managed to kill him. Now I've got 2 wrecks to protect me from the JT. Our JP2 comes barreling down the center to join me. The enemy arty's been dealt with. So now this is all they got left in their base. Kind of cautiously poking out to try and bait his shot. I know he's looking at me, he's not going to look at the JP. So instead I pop out slightly with a heat round loaded and look straight through his casemate. Now this is one of the few situations in the Object 430 where I ever use heat if I'm facing a hold down German tank destroyer, because there's no other way I'd be able to deal with him without taking enormous amounts of damage. So I get 3 shots into him before I begin being hit from the rear by the Ferdinand. I don't want to have to deal with that shit, so I turn around, leaving the JP2 to finish off the now crippled JT, which you would think he would be able to do with that many hit points. Quickly scoop past that guy and avoid taking a hit from him. I began looking for the Ferdinand. I thought he would be around here somewhere, but he must have relocated. I get spotted again, and I should have stayed in cover, but I carelessly drive out in front of this guy. 7201 quite easily blows me away. I did manage to pen him though through his lower plate, so he's now one-shottable. I'm just going to hit the time acceleration here. You can watch our JP fire HE at the hold down Yagtiga, which is not very smart. I was looking kind of grim for a minute here, because they still had 3 good players alive. But thankfully our team actually started putting out some damage. And we clean them up. So it was some pretty risky plays there. Not the kind of thing you would always want to try, but because I was solo bubbing and because I saw that as being my only hope of winning, I gave it a shot, and in this instance it did work out, which was pretty nice for me. I ended up scooping up 4,300 damage just for driving into the enemy base. Quite nice.